Welcome to Specific Love. Over the last few years of me gathering tools, I've noticed that there's a number of items that people don't think about but come in real handy in a workshop. So here are 20 simple tools that you should have in just about every workshop. Let's begin. First off, I suggest getting some type of a mat. Now in my case, it sits right on top of my workbench. It protects it real well. And this one is actually one of the nicer versions. It comes in two different colors, one on each side. I actually prefer the darker side. It's just easier for me to work with. It has numbers, measurements all along four sides that you can easily measure out, and even the angles in which you want for whatever you're making. It has lines that go straight across, it makes it easier to fold stuff, whatever you want to do. This protects my workbench. I've accidentally drilled into it, cut into it, and overall it's still nice and sturdy and is just an awesome additional piece you should have for your shop. Next up, I suggest a paste wax. Now a lot of times people will use this for like floor wax or other different items, but it works great, especially if you have like a table saw or any other tool where things are gonna be sliding across. Get a little bit of a paste wax and get it in all the surfaces, and it just makes everything nice and smooth. In my case, I like to use it on the bottom of my table saw sled because you can see the marks here. It touches all the surface, and by putting some of that wax here, it just makes it nice and smooth, and you don't get that jerky motion. So it's really nice, especially to use on a table saw. It also works great at protecting any metal surfaces from oxidation. Now if you do a lot of work with epoxies or with glue, a nice addition to your shop would be a nice silicone mat. This version right here is actually a kitchen version that you would do with a lot of cooking stuff, but it works well for me. I've used it a few times, and the great thing about it is it sticks to itself, so you can easily fold it up and get it out of the way of the rest of the shop. You don't have to worry about sawdust and stuff getting all over the inside of it, and then just open it up when you need it. Great addition to your shop. Make sure you get one. Now one of the tools I probably use in my shop the most are actually craft sticks. I use these for stirring, leveling, filling in gaps, and just about anything else you could imagine. You can buy them in the large cases like this. They actually come in 300 packs. I suggest that because I use a ton of them. You can also make little cool holders for them. I did this in a previous video, so they're easy access and on my wall. So if you want a tool that chances are you're going to use probably in your house, in your workshop, just everywhere, and just have fun with your kids, get some craft sticks. Next up, I would suggest getting some dry graphite lubricant. This just happens to be by Hobby Lube, but they come in a variety of different brands. It's basically just a very, very fine graphite. Let's see if I can get some on my finger here. And it is very, very thin. It works great, especially if you have door locks that are starting to jam or get a little bit hard to turn. You squirt a little bit in, and then you don't have to worry about having WD-40 or any other type of grease on your keys. Slide it in, and it should turn relatively easily. This works great for a lot of different locations. In fact, I did it a long time ago when I built a Pinewood Derby car for my son. Another great thing about dry graphite, you don't have to worry about it expiring. As long as you can keep it in a cool, dry place, this stuff will last a long time. I don't see an expiration date anywhere on here, and I've had this one for many years, and it still works great. Have you ever been in the process of working in a shop and you drop something, whether it's your tool, your screw, or pry tool, or whatever? It'd be great if you had a magnet on the end of an extension. Now this is a great tool to have around. It's very simple, basically just a magnet on a telescoping pin that can easily fit in your pocket, and that way you can have it with you at all times. For this tool, it telescopes out to about 2 foot, which makes a nice extension. It has a nice little pin clip right here, so you can have it in your pocket, and it's a great little tool to keep around in your shop for those oops moments. Another telescoping tool that you should get is one with a mirror on it. This works great when you're working on a car, especially for those areas that are hard to see. This makes it much easier to look exactly where you need. Just make sure you get it on a telescoping pole. Now a stapler is an awesome tool to have in a shop, but these old-fashioned versions, well, they can be a little bit of a pain, especially when you're trying to squeeze them, and they're just slow, and after a while your hand is just gonna hurt. So it is time to upgrade to a fully electric version. These are fast, are easy to load right from the bottom, and just a great tool to have and use. So make sure you get an electric stapler. Next up, I would definitely suggest getting a badminton racket. Yes, badminton racket. For a tool, of course. These are great for the times you have those buzzing bees and whatever else that may come flying into your shop. happens to me all the time. These are great for taking them out really quickly and easily. I definitely suggest getting the ones that are metal so you don't have to worry about breaking them if you accidentally hit your walls or any of your tools. But because the plastic ones, well, probably easily shatter if you do that. This one I've had for several years, works very well, and if I ever need to go out and play badminton, I have one racket too. Now whether you're cutting up some rags or you just need some fine tuning on one of your projects, a really good set of scissors will come in handy. I do suggest getting a full metal version, that way you don't ever have to worry about them breaking. Get one that has an adjustable center here so you can always take them apart, sharpen them up, and retighten them back together. And those will definitely be a tool you'll use for years. If you use a lot of wood glue, I definitely suggest not keeping it in your standard bottle. I suggest getting what they call a glue bot. Great thing about this, you can easily see what's inside, and if you need to glue something on a horizontal or vertical, you don't have to worry about it running out of glue or having air in the way. It's a great tool to use. I definitely suggest, if you're a woodworker, get one of these. Now this next item, some of your kids may not even know what it is. But this is an old school pencil sharpener. It has two large gears on the inside that makes sharpening really quick and easily, and you just turn it with your hand trying to sharpen your pencil. It has a nice variety of sizes so you can get different size pencils, and it will work great in your shop. Easy to use, and you can mount it just about anywhere as long as it's nice and sturdy. Now in my case here, I have installed this on the back side of one of my bench legs, that way it's out of the way, but still has easy access. Now depending on what you do in your workshop, there's a good chance you might need a good set of tweezers. I have a variety of them here. These would be good not only to pull out splinters, but just say that you're putting together some electronics. You can easily get to them, and it's good that these will be plastic so you don't have to worry about creating that static electricity and hurting your electronics. Or anything else for that matter. This is a great tool to have. Just have a variety of them. Whether you're doing any woodworking, whether it's with chisels or hand planes, having a honing guide to get your edge nice and sharp can come in handy. This great little tool has a roller on the bottom so you can easily move it back and forth, and a knob on the side here so you can easily adjust to a variety of different blades. Once you get it to exactly where you want, you can easily put it down and get a nice little edge on it and get it perfectly shiny and nice, really sharp right on the edge so you know that whenever you need it, it's going to work well. So make sure, go get you a honing guide. I definitely recommend getting some kind of a bench brush. It's a great way to remove some of that sawdust or whatever you need off of your area so you don't have to grab your vacuum all the time. They're also real easy to clean, just have a corner of your workbench. And also, if you're like myself and you wear a hat all the time, you get sawdust all over. Well, these work great at cleaning them. Having a countersink is a great tool for your shop, especially when you're drilling holes. You can create an additional bevel around your hole so it's less likely when you put the screw in to crack the wood. Also, having a large version like this, which is made out of high-speed steel, you don't have to be as concerned about having to swap out the different sizes for the screws. This is meant and it's sharpened all the way to the tip so it can work with a bunch of different varieties. So make sure you go out and get you a nice large one-piece high-speed steel countersink. Next up, I'd suggest getting some of these syringes. You can get them in a decent variety pack that comes with a bunch of different sizes of tips and caps that go right on the end. It's an easy on-off process so you can change everything out. These are great if you want to add glue, maybe in a really tight location, or you're just trying to get something right in a crevice and you just can't get it normally. These are great to use and have around, so go grab some. Now anytime you're trying to do some curves or circles for a project, it's a great idea to have a compass. Now I have a couple different versions here. One, this is heavy duty metal, and this is the one I would suggest, but there's also a chance if you want to go the cheaper route and get a plastic one. There's a couple downsides to the plastic. Well, it's not very easy to lock in place, and the pencil the same way. Now for the larger version, this has a nice heavy duty lock here, a real heavy duty spring, which is actually spring actuated right there, so that you know it is out to the maximum spot that you want, and you can lock it in place. You don't have to worry about it moving around on you versus a small one. In any case, get one of these compasses. It's a great idea to do your circles and curves for a project. You don't have to worry about it not being a full radius of whatever you need. Now when you're working with a table saw or even sometimes a miter saw, you have to change the angle of the blade. these can sometimes be a little bit finicky to get exactly where you want. So I definitely suggest getting a digital angle gauge. It's real easy. You turn it on, you get it set up to where it's level on your table, zero it out. Then you take it and you turn it 90 degrees, and there's a magnet in the bottom. And right now I'm at 89.6, really dang close to 90 degrees. You can fine tune that if you want to get that exactly where you want it. Now most of you probably know what this is, definitely a hot glue gun. It's great in the crafting world, but not just limited to there. This is great to use in the workshop. Of course, if you're trying to just temporarily put maybe a couple pieces of wood together, you can glue it in, or for that matter, about anything. It's great for that temporary fix, or if you just want to hold these two together, like so, and then you can get maybe a better securement on the back, or however you're going to do it. So don't give up or forget about the hot glue gun. Now one little bonus tool I definitely would recommend, this is called an awl, or as my helper likes to call it, the pokey thing. It is definitely good when you're trying to put little divots to start a hole. Let's show you how it works. For example here, I have a little mark on the wood here, and to get that started, sometimes the drill might want to move around, but if you use the awl, you can put a little divot in there, and it's easy to start. Now I've listed a number of these on my Amazon affiliate page, so if you're interested in those, I'll put a link to that in the description below, so make sure you check it out. And if you can think of any other tools, just simple tools that anybody else might benefit from, please list those in the comments so we can help everyone out. And as always, have fun building. I've been specifically, can't even see my own title. What?